Namaste, my dear friends. Today I want to share with you a true story that transformed not only my life, but also how I see the world and connect with universal energy. As a monk at the Inner Light Temple, located in the mountains of Colorado, I learned that the greatest lessons often come from the most challenging moments. 5 years ago, before finding my spiritual path, I was an ordinary man named Michael living in Chicago. I worked as a salesperson in an electronics store, struggling to pay bills and support my small family. Debts accumulated like dark clouds over my head, and anxiety was my constant companion during sleepless nights. I clearly remember the day everything began to change. It was an autumn afternoon, and I was sitting on a bench in the park near work, head in my hands, trying to find a solution for yet another overdue bill. That's when an elderly lady, dressed in simple but very clean clothes, sat beside me. "Son," she said with a gentle voice that seemed to carry centuries of wisdom, "I see your aura is clouded with worries." Normally, I would have ignored someone talking about auras, but there was something different about this lady. Her eyes shone with a special light, and her presence conveyed a peace I couldn't explain. She continued, "You know, in my homeland in Louisiana, we learned from the elders that a lemon is not just a fruit, it's a portal of transformation. Have you noticed how it cleanses everything it touches? How its aroma awakens our senses? How its acidity cuts through any dirt?" At that moment, I started paying more attention. The lady then shared with me an ancestral knowledge that would completely change my destiny. Every lemon, she explained, carries within itself the power of transformation. But there is a ritual, passed down through generations in my family, that can help bring prosperity and balance to your life. Before continuing with the ritual's details, she asked me a question that caught me off guard. "Are you really ready to change your life? Because the universe only helps those who are truly open to transformation." With tears in my eyes, I answered yes. I was tired of living in that situation, ready for any change that could help me find a better path. The lady then explained the lemon ritual. It was something seemingly simple, but required commitment and sincere faith. She taught me that I should choose a lemon very carefully, observing its energy and my connection with it. The lemon should be washed in running water, while I visualized all my worries being carried away by the water. "For 21 days, she said, "you must place a new lemon beside your bed every night. But it's not just about placing the lemon and waiting for magic to happen. There's an entire process of preparation and intention." She explained that in various ancient cultures, the lemon is considered a powerful symbol of purification. In India, for example, it's used in spiritual cleansing rituals. In Mexico, it's considered an amulet against negative energies. In traditional Chinese medicine, it represents balance and harmony. The ritual began with a process of physical and energetic cleansing of the lemon. The lady taught me that I should wash the lemon under running water for exactly 3 minutes, visualizing a golden light enveloping the fruit. During this process, I should mentally repeat, "This lemon is a conductor of prosperity and abundance in my life." Then she explained the importance of programming the lemon. Every night before sleeping, I should hold the lemon between my hands, close to my heart, and take 3 deep breaths. During this moment, I needed to clearly visualize my goals and dreams as if they were already accomplished. "But remember," she warned with a serious look, "the lemon is just a catalyst. True transformation begins within you. During these 21 days, you'll need to make real changes in your life." The lady then shared with me a set of daily practices that should accompany the ritual. Wake up earlier and dedicate 15 minutes to meditation. Write down 3 reasons for gratitude every morning. Clearly and thoroughly visualize my goals. Take small daily actions toward my goals. I confess I initially had my doubts. How could a simple fruit change my life? But something in that lady's wisdom touched me deeply. When I asked her name, she smiled and said, "Call me Miss Grace." That same night, I started the ritual. I bought a lemon at the local market, following all of Miss Grace's guidance. While washing the lemon, I felt a different energy coursing through my body. It was as if each drop of water carried away some of the weight from my shoulders. The first days were challenging. Waking up earlier felt like torture, and my mind resisted meditation. But gradually I began to notice small changes. My anxiety decreased, and I started sleeping better. The lemon beside my bed every night seemed to absorb my worries. On the 7th day, something interesting happened. When I arrived at work, my boss called me for a conversation. He had noticed a change in my posture and energy. "You're different, Michael," he said. "More focused, more present." That same day, I received my first opportunity for change. The store was starting a new online sales project, and my boss invited me to lead the team. It would be a challenge, but also a chance to increase my income. With each passing day, the lemon ritual became more meaningful. I began to realize it wasn't just about placing a fruit beside the bed. It was about inner transformation. Every morning when I woke up, the lemon was shriveled, as if it had absorbed all the negativity during the night. During the second week, I began studying more deeply about the power of citrus fruits in different cultures. I discovered that in Feng Shui, lemons are considered powerful symbols of energetic cleansing. In Japanese culture, yuzu, a type of lemon, is used in ritual baths during the winter solstice to purify body and spirit. On the 10th day of the ritual, something extraordinary happened. While doing my morning meditation, I had a clear vision of a new professional path. I realized my passion had always been helping people, and I could combine this with my sales skills in a unique way. I started developing a side project as a sales consultant for small entrepreneurs. Using my experience and the spiritual knowledge I was gaining, I created an approach that combined practical sales techniques with principles of abundance and prosperity. On the 15th day, I received an unexpected call. A former client, owner of a chain of natural product stores in Vermont, had heard about my work with small business owners. He offered me a partnership to train his sales team, using my new approach that integrated practical and spiritual aspects. Synchronicities began to multiply. People who could help me appeared by chance in my path. Opportunities emerged from unexpected places. But most importantly, I was changing from within. My relationship with money transformed completely. Before I saw finances as a source of worry and anxiety. Now I understood that money is just a form of energy that flows naturally when we're aligned with our purpose. One night, during the ritual, I had a profound realization. The lemon wasn't just absorbing negative energies, it was teaching me about transformation. Just as the lemon transformed during the night, I too was transforming. The fruit's acidity symbolized the ability to cut through negative patterns, while its refreshing aroma represented new beginnings. On the 20th day, something even more surprising happened. I was walking through the same park where I had met Miss Grace, hoping to see her again to thank her. Instead of her, I found an elderly man meditating under a tree. He opened his eyes as soon as I approached and smiled, as if he had been waiting for me. The elderly man, who introduced himself as Master John, looked into my eyes and said, "I see you've found the path of the lemon." I was surprised by his words, and he continued, "Miss Grace is my spiritual sister. We are part of an ancient lineage of wisdom keepers." He explained that the lemon ritual was just the first step in a much greater journey. The lemon, he said, is a portal to self-knowledge. Each person who performs the ritual with true intention is guided to their next level of evolution. At that moment, Master John shared with me an even deeper knowledge. The ritual didn't end in 21 days. That was just the initial purification cycle. The real work was just beginning. "Are you ready for the next step?" he asked. Without hesitation, I answered yes. That's when he invited me to participate in a spiritual retreat in Colorado's Rocky Mountains, where I could deepen my studies about energy and prosperity. The decision wasn't easy. I had just started my consulting business, debts were decreasing, and my life finally seemed to be getting on track. But something inside me knew this was the opportunity the universe had prepared through the lemon ritual. Using my savings and with unexpected help from some clients who had become friends, I managed to organize my trip to Colorado. Before leaving, I performed the last day of the initial lemon ritual. That night, I had a vivid dream where Miss Grace appeared smiling and saying, "Your true journey is just beginning." In Colorado, I discovered that the Inner Light Temple was a place where ancient traditions met modern knowledge about energy and consciousness. The monks weren't people who had abandoned the world, but masters who had learned to live in balance between the material and spiritual. During my first month at the temple, I learned that the lemon ritual I had practiced was part of a much broader system of energetic harmonization techniques. The monks taught me that each fruit, each plant, each element of nature carries a specific frequency that can help us in our evolution. At the temple, my understanding of prosperity expanded enormously. The monks taught me that true abundance isn't limited to just the financial aspect. It's a state of fullness that encompasses all areas of life. I learned that the lemon ritual I had practiced was a simplified version of an ancient Native American technique called purification of the 5 elements. The lemon, due to its unique properties, serves as a natural conductor to rebalance the elements within us. During my stay, I met practitioners from different parts of America who had been guided there by experiences similar to mine. Each had their own transformation story, often involving coincidental encounters with masters like Miss Grace. One of the most profound teachings I received was about the law of energetic reciprocity. The monks explained that just as the lemon absorbs negative energy, we must also become channels of positive energy for the world. This means using our prosperity to benefit others. Using the temple's internet connection, I managed to maintain my consulting work remotely. But now, with a much deeper approach, I began teaching my clients not just about sales, but about how to align their businesses with their life purpose. After 6 months of intense learning, I received an unexpected invitation from the temple leader, Master Thomas. He called me for a private conversation during sunset. "Michael," he said, "you came here seeking to understand the power of a lemon, but discovered the power within yourself. Now it's time to share this knowledge with the world." He explained that many people were going through difficulties similar to what I had faced, and that I had been prepared to help them. The master then gave me a mission: to return to Chicago and establish a study center where I could teach what I had learned. "But remember," he warned, "the knowledge you received here must be transmitted with purity and simplicity, just like the lemon ritual that transformed your life." I returned to Chicago with a clear mission and a transformed heart. My old electronics store had become a meeting point for small business owners seeking guidance, not just in business, but in life. Using the principles learned at the temple, I developed a program I called Integral Transformation, where the lemon ritual was just the first step of a deeper journey. I taught people to identify their blockages, not just financial, but emotional and spiritual. One day, while conducting a lecture on conscious prosperity, I recognized a familiar face in the audience. It was Miss Grace's son. He came to tell me that his mother had passed to the spiritual plane, but before departing she had smiled and said, "My mission is complete. The lemon cycle will continue." At that moment, I fully understood the meaning of my journey. The lemon ritual wasn't just about financial prosperity, it was about awakening people's consciousness to their true potential. Today, 5 years after that first encounter on the park bench, I coordinate a study center where people from all backgrounds come to learn about personal transformation. The lemon ritual continues to be taught, but now as part of a broader system of transformative practices. With each new student who arrives with financial problems, I see a bit of myself from that autumn afternoon. I teach them that the lemon is just a symbol, a reminder of our innate capacity for transformation. The center grew organically, attracting people who, like me, sought more than just material success. We developed social programs, offering the teachings for free to underprivileged communities, thus fulfilling the principle of reciprocity I learned at the temple. One of the most striking stories was that of Sarah, a street vendor who participated in our social program. After completing the lemon ritual and applying the transformation principles, she not only managed to open her own store, but also became a mentor for other women entrepreneurs in her community. Periodically, I returned to Colorado to reconnect with the teachings and receive new guidance. During my last visit, Master Thomas shared something profound. The true miracle isn't in the lemon, but in humanity's capacity to awaken to their own inner light. Today, as I write these words in my small office at the study center, I observe a lemon on my desk, the same one I used in my ritual this morning. It reminds me daily of where I came from and the greater purpose I discovered. The center has become a beacon of hope for many. We receive people from all corners of the country, each with their own story of struggle and transformation. The most interesting thing is that many of them report having dreamed of Miss Grace before finding us, as if she continues guiding people here even from another plane. We developed a methodology that combines the lemon ritual with modern practices of personal and professional development. We call it the integral method of conscious prosperity, which includes the original lemon ritual, 21 days, meditation and visualization practices, financial reprogramming techniques, studies on universal abundance, gratitude and reciprocity practices. The most rewarding aspect is seeing how people transform, not just in their finances, but in their way of seeing and living life. Many arrive seeking material prosperity and discover a greater purpose. Recently, we initiated a research project in partnership with universities studying the energetic effects of the lemon ritual. The preliminary results are surprising, showing significant alterations in practitioners' energy fields. My personal transformation story continues to inspire others. From an indebted salesperson to a spiritual guide, my journey serves as testimony that true prosperity is born when we align our actions with our higher purpose. With each new group I start, I share not just the ritual, but the wisdom it represents. The capacity for transformation lies within each of us. The lemon is merely a catalyst, a sacred symbol that awakens us to our own inner strength. Today, when I look back at that afternoon in the park with Miss Grace, I realize that moment wasn't a coincidence. It was the beginning of a mission that continues expanding, touching more and more lives. And so I conclude this story not as an ending, but as an invitation for each person who reads it to discover their own power of transformation. Because, as I learned, the true magic isn't in the lemon, but in the pure intention of our heart and the courage to take the first step toward change. As we say at the temple, may the light we discover within ourselves illuminate the path for others.